Okay, based on our time together in the training, what would be a me goal? You know, personally, I need to do this in the next 10 days. And I'll start. I'm going to contact the 3 Facebook connections that we got in the next 10 days. And write small because we'll have a lot of these.
Do you all want us to share or just think about it first?
Whoever, yeah. I'd like as many of you to share as possible.
I'd like to look for, in the next 10 days, I'm going to start floating some, investigating some contacts so that we can reproduce this training and invite all of you to participate, whoever would like to participate, to try to redo this. Even if it's whatever we can find, if it's a 2-hour Saturday training where we can do 411 together or something, but just to start swarm training together as soon as possible.
Okay.
Whatever swarm is. Oh, is that what you're gonna ask? So just like so, Chuck was technically the head trainer. He wasn't even necessarily up there a lot. It was there was a lot of people were switching out, rotating. The people leading a lot. So meaning just all of us jumping in and doing trainings together, so we can learn from the experience and then reproduce it. So if anyone interested in that, please join me. Yeah, and it can happen online too. I mean, so like you mentioned one group. So like what we did the last couple days is we did roughly 20 modules. So each teaching, like we did a House of Peace module, we did the multiplication of God's glory. It's like an individual teaching. There's 30 plus modules. We had 20 of them, and we plugged and played based on the time we had in knowing this group. So basically, however many hours we can get in front of a church, we can plug and play the same modules depending on what the needs of the church where they're at. So that's my action item, to get something going there. Yeah.
I know a place in Shibuya that we might be able to use for such a train.
Okay, like facility or okay, great.
Cool.
Awesome.
I want to see if I can meet the girl we met accepted the request, so see if I can get together with her again, and then hopefully connect with the people I talked to today. And I was talking about this last night, but with Bud, but I also work on my business card, which I've been meaning to do for over 1 year. But to have Caleb show me his wife's, and it has a link to a gospel presentation, and then just because business cards are big here, so there's a better follow-up.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, she has I've come to Japan to share the love, to share a story of hope. Would you like to learn more? And that kind of thing.
Yeah. And then maybe put the 4-point pictures on it, so people are like, "What's this?" Or yeah.
Just gonna keep the video right here while y'all talk.
Oh, sorry. Can I also say I want to finish the 411 with the new believer, because we just got halfway through it.
So cool. Yeah.
I'm adding Vietnam to my prayer list and
Amen.
investigate to learn more about it and learn more about how to pray in people groups and stuff. We have quite a few Vietnamese in the San Antonio area, so see if I can figure out where they live.
I added to my 10:02 prayer, I'm praying for 50,000 new Japanese laborers.
Wow! Praise God.
We have our annual forum as a mission team together next week, and have some things on the agenda, but I'd really like to talk about 4 fields and hopefully get everybody involved in the next training.
Yeah, awesome.
I want to share 4 fields and 411 with those I'm discipling. So did some of that yesterday. Got her caught up on 411 yesterday. Got started with some on Friday. But as we continue to meet with the others, I want to share that with them and get them caught up with that. I also want to pray for those that I've shared with this week. So especially those who gave me their names or those who are especially yellow lights.
I'm gonna shoot to keep the momentum going of sharing one-on-one every day.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of ashamed to say this, but as a missionary, but this is probably the first time in a long time that I've shared the gospel at least once 3 days in a row. So I really want to just shoot for that at least once a day. And now I feel I have more of a know-how to do it. So
Chuck and Deb, how does it make you feel to hear stuff like that?
I'm doing cheetah flip.
The price of admission.
Yeah. Bud and Denise, y'all happy you came to Japan? yeah.
This has been an amazing experience.
Cool.
Yeah.
Us too.
We don't see those. I mean, that is pretty cool. We went to a lot of places.
The harvest is plentiful in Japan.
Amen.
Yes. Yes.
I wish we had 2 people coming to the kingdom for every 150 shares.
So 90-day goals in the next 3 months, and if you didn't get your 10-day goal, we can talk about that. You can fill it in, but 90-day goals in the next 90 days. What do you need to do? I'll start. David, you and I need to watch those videos
Yeah.
and go through a checklist on how to establish and sustain a CPM.
Great. I want to sharpen up our Tokyo 3-year plan. And I want anyone in this room that wants to be involved in that, just as far as we kind of crafted one initially, but I want to Chuck sent me some more, a little bit more clear, but just crafting a goal for reaching Tokyo. What does that look like? Yeah, praise God. So I'd love that to be a group effort, and I think I want to symbol it.
All of David's goals are really more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
No, that's
go
good.
ahead-
That's good.
Go ahead and put that in the we.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I love to pray and fast together, and then leading up to crafting a Tokyo 3-year plan for what are we gonna do the next 3 years to reach to Tokyo. Oh, last night, just fun story. So anyway, I got to spend more time with the Japanese pastor guy. I spent time, Katsutoshi-san, and he has a heart for going back to London to reach the Japanese diaspora. Anyway, and he was really excited. We did 411 over dinner last night and shared, and they're pumped. He says, "Yeah, I normally do stuff like this anyway." And we may be continuing the dialogue. He said please pray that we can start mini churches in London with Japanese. So
We
we'll see where it
just
goes.
trained a bunch of people in London.
That's what.
so-
Yeah, well, let's
Connect-
get some connection.
Mini churches or many churches?
Many.
Many, okay.
MANY.
Yes, okay.
Anyway, that was really very encouraging dinner.
I think I want to train somebody that's already a believer in 411.
Happy to ask that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I almost feel like we need to go back through people we previously trained and show them the 411.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, I think most of you heard, but yesterday morning I was at a seminar sharing the gospel in Japan in a shame-based culture, and it was extremely helpful and good, and I'm still processing what I learned. So anyways, my goal in the next 90 days is I want to take some of what I learned and then apply it to the 111 gospel sharing, because my current way is still kind of a Western gospel share, which isn't necessarily bad, but I want to make it more contextualized to make it even more effective. So I want to work on that. And also, if any of you are, for those that live in Japan, interested in those notes,
Yes.
contact me.
Yeah.
What if you, so obviously none of us were able to go, what if you trained us on what you learned?
Better idea. Well, I could do that, but they recorded it too. So you can. So A, you can watch that. B, I mean, I could share my insights, but I feel like it wouldn't be as effective as the teacher. I could share the handouts, and so.
I think Becky and I, correct me if I'm wrong, we both want to learn the 111 in Japanese.
Oh,
So that
yeah.
we're ready to do
Hi.
it well
Watashi mo.
in Japanese.
Yeah.
I didn't try to
12日までしたいです。
Opportunity.
Is that right? Was that right? Okay.
Maybe I will, but yeah,
はい。
I wasn't sure.
ありがとうございます。
I think one of the things I want to do is some of the pastors that I've gotten to know and we built a relationship with, and I've kind of shared already some of the stuff that we're doing, and they're kind of like, they've kind of given me the, wow, that's really cool, but nothing's come of it. But I'd like to share with them again, share with them 4 Fields and 411, and just see if that might be the spark that they go, wow, this actually seems doable, that maybe in a way that what I shared before didn't seem. So I just kind of want to share, like, this is what I just went to, and I just want to share with you. It's been really impactful for me, and just share that with them and see what may come of that.
A week ago, how many times do you think that Team Japan can share the gospel in the next 90 days? How many people?
Define this group right here, Team Japan.
If you want to be a part of that goal, so that would be Team Japan, that would throw in and say, as a team, as a church, we want to share the gospel with this many people.
And there's 9 of us.
Well, but I was
there's
thinking
9 of us
every
here.
time we train 4, so if we want to hit, let's say, okay, so there's 6 people that want to share daily in the next 90 days. That's 6 times 90, but we're training people in Japan in 411 weekly. That will accelerate a lot. So we can dream big. We got to think beyond who's in the room, I think.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to say we shouldn't. I was just
Oh, no, no.
how many people in the room?
Oh no, I'm not trying to correct you. I'm just saying no.
Okay,
Sorry.
pause.
Yeah.
Let's spend a minute in prayer and just feel, what do you feel like would be something that Jesus would want us to do as a team? Okay, so let's pray. So what do you think?
I'm not good with math.
I was thinking 4,000 or 5,000. The reason why I say that is because if there's 9, rounded up 10 of us, there's only 9. But if we each share 1 a day, that's a little bit shy of 1,000. But if we each are training someone else to go and do the same, 3-4 people who actually each are sharing, I mean, right there, that's multiplying that by 3,000-4,000. So I mean,
If they're sharing daily.
right.
Yeah.
But then there's also, I'm not wanting to limit it myself to only 3 people that I'm going to train to do this either.
Or
So-
only 1 a day, maybe like 2 or 3 on some days.
Yeah.
Shares.
Right. But I mean, so
Oh, very much so.
right. So even as it were, averaging even 1 a day or something like that, and just actively going out with them and helping them do that too. So
How many people is that sharing? If it's only sharing once a day, how many people is that sharing
if we each
810.
train three more,
Or just
If
us, you
it's
mean,
just the nine times.
just the 9 times
30.
90,
is
Times
800.
so 810.
810.
So how many more people? What was the number you wanted?
I was thinking 4,000 or 5,000 is just a number that came to mind.
So for 4,000, how many? So it's 810 only for
5
us.
more.
So
5.
hey, that's we can do that.
Hey.
Wow. By God's grace.
I had the same thought, Caleb.
Wow, let's go.
I was tracking with you.
Okay, 4 or 5. Should we? Since we. Sorry, I'm just speaking without thinking. It's not filtered through, but I mean, since we're thinking 4 for whatever reason seems doable,
Let's go
should we
for
go in
5.
for 5?
Go for 5.
That's what I had going through my head.
No
It's-
way.
It's not my goal.
Not yet.
So, and let me explain what I think a goal is. A goal is meant to stretch you. Jesus is calling you to deeper waters. If you hit 3,999, you don't beat yourself up, okay? You shared the gospel with 3,999 people. But we're going to stretch ourselves, and Jesus is calling us to deeper waters, okay? So there's no condemnation in this. It's just, we're stretching. So, how many?
5,000.
5,000.
5,000 gospel shares.
Yes. And I'll be praying for you daily. All right. Any other 90-day goals?
So for a week goal, this is something that I've been thinking about. Once a month, having a harvest day where we all harvest together,
Yeah. Kind of like the Halloween outreach
like
thing.
the Halloween outreach.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'd love to repeat that.
I was just thinking, well, that's not fair. I can't come join you. But then I thought, oh, that's not true. We can just pick the same day, and I'll just do that with as many I can around me.
There you go.
So it can still be a harvest day.
Two random practicals. One is just about that. I think late night is awesome around here. Like, I mean, to be able to, that was when we met Rio, like pushing the last train, maybe even past the last train again. I don't know. But anyway, I think that's good. Another practical is Chuck created I don't know how many people saw it, but he's got a really simple Google form that it can, anytime you have a conversation, you just enter it in the form. Today I found a red light. I shared twice. And I'll send that out via email. But we can track these numbers. So anytime you share the gospel, just put, 1 red, 1 green, whatever. And we've already tracked before these numbers. We tried to put our heads together and put down what we'd seen so far. So I think we were maybe a few shy from your numbers, but we've already 148 and just.
And you
Just,
can
yeah.
actually save that web link as it looks like an app on your phone. So it's very easy to get
Oh,
to.
really? How do you do that?
I'll show you.
Okay, okay, great.
Something I just want to add too in regards to reaching that
Add to home screen. That's
Oh, okay.
is for me, like this past week, the best conversations, gospel conversations that I've had have been on the train. Here, people are like, I'm going from here to here. I'm busy, or I'm in the store, but I'm just getting this and going, kind of thing. Or even if I'm waiting for someone, it's like I'm waiting, but any moment they're gonna come here. So I don't know if I have time for even a minute. It was kind of an experience that I had. Like, really, only a minute? Well, okay, But on the train, it's like they may be in a rush, but not then, because they're going nowhere as long as they're in the train. And so I've had some really good conversations. We had some great conversations this morning. 3 of our yellow light people were on our way here since we were late. We thought, well, we'll get started on the train. And,
Hey,
and
but
we had
you're not
some-
supposed to talk to people on the train here, I thought.
And so I actually tried this, and we had a great that was one of our best lights. Was with something like that, and like this, and she went like this and go yes. So I anyways, I just encourage you to try the trains.
Did you open with?
Yeah, what'd you
Can
say
I
when
share
you
your
did
story?
that? After you,
So what I did, I found an excuse to why I did
Yeah.
this. So her bag had a butterflies in my stomach was what it said on her bag. So I thought, oh, that's just so funny. I wonder if she knows what it means. So I'm like, do you know what that means? I just find it really interesting because it was in English. And then she shared it ended up being a name of a band, and she did know the meaning of it, and then from there it was just very natural. At that point, she kind of, you know, and before, like after a minute, she actually put her earphones away. So very clearly, I'm accepting this conversation. So anyways,
that's awesome.
I just encourage you to try to use trains because for
And
me,
use-
it's been very.
And use weird English on bags and shirts. And stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good lead-in.
And a number of them that they're practicing their English. Like, oh, are you studying English? And that's a great opener. And so, yeah, just things like that.
Another wee goal that I'd like to give you guys is get your gen maps all squared away with church circles. And just do a consolidated Team Japan. This is what we look like generationally. That'll not only be very encouraging to you, but when people look at that, they will say things are happening in Japan.
Yeah, amen.
And so to recruit prayer and probably more missionaries, but a lot of encouragement. So get that consolidated gen
Oh,
map.
good call. Does the gospel goal include Nagoya, our Nagoya team that's not present? I bet they'd want
They're
to.
up that by 2,000.
Oh yeah,
We
they're-
better up to 10,000
You
now.
include them in the discussion.
yeah.
Get them in the
Yeah.
discussion if they want to kick it in. That's good. Any other 90-day goals?
I'm sorry, you were talking about the sheet for recording. Is that a Google Doc so everyone can access it in real
Yeah,
time?
we can. Yep,
Yeah, okay.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just changed the name to Japan T4T. Yeah,
And
or
I'll
Japan
have-
for Field. No place left Japan. That's what we're after.
And then, so there's those three, red, yellow, green.
And notes at the bottom if you
So-
need to take notes, names.
Oh, you were asking about the
contact.
recording the numbers.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I thought you were asking about church circle map. Yes.
A lot of the 10 days.
Yeah.
You give the Google document to everybody.
Yes. Thank you.
Record the
Ding ding ding.
How about 1 year?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Next Saturday from 4, people from our mission are going to be going out in front of Hachiko. If that wants to be our first harvest time, you're more than welcome to join. 4 o'clock next Saturday in front of Hachiko.
Is that what you're talking about?
We have,
That's what Steve was talking about.
Okay.
yeah, that's what Steve was talking about. We're going to have someone from the Alliance coming and videotaping the outreach. So if you want to glorify God, come join us.
Yep. Got it.
Another thing, if we do those harvest times, what I found really powerful with the Halloween outreach was we had prayer and outreach going on at the same time. We had the prayer backing, and we were doing outreach at the same time. That was very dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah, and oftentimes, like, if you know when you do this, once a month harvest time, the people that aren't able to come, have them pray. You know, like the spouses
Yeah.
or friends or whatever can't make it. Pray for us while we're doing this during the time. Same concept.
I will have all these videos done in the next 90 days, so you'll
Wow.
have access to the video.
Awesome.
Of this
Thank you.
session, or
Everything. I think.
Yeah.
Awesome.
In the next year, what do you want to see?
We're talking controllables here.
What do you mean?
Or
Versus,
is
what do you mean?
Well, like CPM is a work of God. We can't. I'd like to see a CPM this year. That's not a goal, but can we do everything we can to make a CPM happen in a year? Yes. So anyway, that's kind of the that's the idea. There's controllables and things that are not controllable. So like how many churches could we start in a year? And now that I'm sorry, that's non-control. That's not a controllable. So how many times can we share the gospel?
That's controllable.
Yeah.
How many 411s can we train? How many 4 fields modules trainings can we get done? I'm just brainstorming. You help us out. What are some controllables?
Yeah. To me,
Yeah.
this is very doable to have an English-speaking swarm team that can do 411 and the 4-day intensive in a year. Plus,
Maybe Japanese speaking.
that's my next point.
Yeah.
You get that swarm team, and then you, in a year, you should be able to have a Japanese swarm team that can do 411 and the 4 fields intensive.
I think you can have more than one.
But, yeah, let's shoot for the teams you have to swarm English and Japanese.
And what's we're talking 6 trainers as equals a swarm, or I guess whatever. We'll leave that.
If you have 20, it's totally chaos, but I wouldn't do it. You can have 20 trainers,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's 2 or 3 swarm teams there.
6 to 8 trainers.
That would be, I think that would be very mature.
So ideally,
You could probably get by with 3 to 4,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
6 to 8 would be a lot more mature and flexible.
robust.
Yeah.
So we got 2 teams in this room at least.
Oh
but we
yeah,
also have some down in Nagoya.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
amen. Yeah,
right.
We have at least 4
yeah,
down in Nagoya.
yeah,
There's a team there.
yeah.
Yeah. See, you can
They're all
be a swarm team. That's controllable.
Yeah.
Getting the trainees to swarm, if you have solid contacts that you're pretty sure that we can probably train these people, I'd make that a goal. But just, okay, let's knock on 100 churches' doors and see if we can train them. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. I mean, if we're
Agree,
getting
Bud and Denise.
if we're getting 5,000 gospel shares in the next 90 days, there's going to be fruit. That fruit there'll be people asking for what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then, what was I going to say? Oh, I want you to explain the 3-touch process.
Okay.
Would you tell us what that means?
All right. First touch.
Well, and what's the context? A church says, "Come train me,"
Yeah. Church says, come train us.
and you open up the doors to anybody to come to that training, right?
Sure.
You advertise it and say it doesn't have to be just this church. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And when you first start out, it's whatever they give you. If they
Okay.
just want 411, then that's all you do.
Okay.
And the swarm is more about the swarm team than it is about the people you're training. Okay? That sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, it pays off big time. Okay, so first touch, the swarm team does 100% of the training. That's you all. Second touch, you do the exact same training with more people in their church, but this time you only do 50%. And the church's leaders do 50%. Same training, okay? Different audience. Next time you come, third touch, they do 100% of the same training.
And what happens between the first touch, second touch, and
You're doing a weekly rollout of church discipleship commands of Christ. So you're walking them through the commands of Christ, showing them how to plant churches out there. If they are not interested in planting churches, then discipleship.
Okay.
You take whatever they give to you.
okay.
There will be a time where you'll be so busy that you'll say, I only train church planters. But right now is not that time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're rolling this out weekly between the 3 touches, so they're getting the modules, and then they're getting the practical exercises of actually leading church from week to week. And those touches may be 2 to 3 months apart.
Okay.
Okay.
And so if we Doug sets us up with a church to train, I'm just hypothetically speaking, and say, hey guys, come on, let's form this church. That means some of us need to be ready to do a weekly meeting
Right.
also with the participants
Right.
and be prepping them to do a second and third touch. And,
Yes.
Yep.
And that can be on the ground, that's plan A, or it can be online.
Okay.
That's plan B.
Great.
Yeah. But the
Move this.
key
Is it
is
okay if I move?
that you can get these two swarm teams together and have some training under your belt in the next year.
Okay. Great.
Okay? So you got a strong evangelism goal, you got a strong training goal. Any other things that you can think of that you need to do in the next year?
When we've talked online, like with our Skype group, we made fasting goals, and I
Yeah.
thought that was powerful to have that kind of accountability.
Yeah.
So our church uses a devotional, and in the devotional, like once a month, there's like a day for fasting. So for the next year, what if we took 12 days, 1 month a day, to fast and pray for the lost to come and know Jesus?
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
I would challenge you to sometime within the next year, as a team, do a 40-day fast.
Yeah. In the States, we're doing that. So, and it doesn't mean, explain different kinds of fasts. But,
Right, so you need to sit down as an individual between you and God and decide what you're gonna give up. I love chewing gum. That could be one of the things I give up. When I did my 40-day fast, I did not give up gum. So you need to decide between you and God the things you want to give up.
Like
and the things
Facebook.
you
Desserts. Food.
So, I mean, for example, for me, I did a 40-day fast starting in January, and I spent December really praying and asking God what He wanted me to give up. And for the most part, except for gum, it was the things I really liked, really, so it was coffee and the types of foods that I really liked, et cetera, et cetera. So, but then there was other foods that I felt were healthy that I needed to keep, so I didn't give those up. So, but anyway, I just challenge you to do that.
Yeah. Challenge accepted.
Do you still? I know a while ago you were fasting the first day of the month.
I'm still doing that. Yeah,
You're still
actually,
doing
it's
that?
still the first of every month.
Okay.
Fasting for Japan. I forgot one month recently. I need help. People just remind me that it's the first. But yeah, that's the goal. And there's people in the States joining us too.
Another thing that we did once as a team was we fasted 1 day a week, but every person kind of had a different day.
Yeah.
So there was like this perpetual fasting going on.
Yeah.
Something else that when two of those that we're discipling were still in college, and they, of their own accord, were really burdened for the salvation of one of their friends, so they wanted to do a 1 week full food fast. But what we did, so my wife and I joined them. But what we did, and it was their idea, and I'm like, this is awesome, was every night we got together and broke our fast for communion only. So we had communion every night, and that was the only thing that we ate, drank, and other than liquid for that week, and it was powerful. The friend hasn't yet come to faith, but what it did to us was really powerful. So.
One of the things I'd like you all to do is help David because I'm going to ask him to do this at the end of the year, is write a case study. And so he'll be asking you for information, and you're just going to put all that information into case study with your Gen Map, and that's with you all's permission, and it can be sanitized, but people are looking for case studies all over the world, and a case study from Japan would be amazing. Okay. The other thing that we need to do is come up with the media plan, your Facebook, website, YouTube, you know, what things we're going to use in Japan in order to connect people. Line. So within the year, you and I need to talk about that, but again, it's going to
Please help me with that. There's a No Place Left Japan website. I put it together. Somebody help me. Just look at it and you'll be like, yeah, David needs help.
NoPlaceLeftJapan.org?
.com. Yeah.
Who has designed a website before?
So actually, one idea is actually we just cut and paste Chuck's and translate it. That's one. He's got a really sharp website. That is one. Possibly you've done that in Germany or something.
Yeah, I just copied my website, gave it to them, and then they translated it. So you're welcome to it. It needs a lot of work,
but yeah, sorry. Back to your question. That's a great question. Anybody in Japan have experience designing websites?
Or do you know someone who's web savvy?
Dude, this is Japan. Somebody's got to know.
What? Yeah.
I thought Thai was a little website.
I don't know. Yeah.
Somebody needs a lead and somebody cries who knows how to do it.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Is there a school that teaches that?
Resources.
Yeah, there you go.
Harvest.
Hey, resources in the harvest.
Yeah.
May the Lord give us a webmaster.
Yeah.
Jesus. Besides Spider-Man.
Anything else that we need to put in there?
I'm having too much fun. So sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna take a picture of this and make sure it gets into everybody's hands.
I really like to do this together.
Yeah.
If I could just ask a question. At one of the trainings that I went to, we had a goal about like designing an appropriate tool. Does everyone have a tool that they use for evangelism or discipleship?
Oh, I'm using 111 now. You mean, is that
besides what we just learned this week?
Besides what we learned this week?
Yeah.
We mentioned it kind of briefly, I think it was yesterday, about the 111 is a great intro. And sometimes that in itself is enough, but many times it's just the start. Then you're able to go deeper.
Yeah.
So for me, I found like what David mentioned, the creation to Christ is an awesome one, and I can have it like right on here in the pictures and just kind of pull it off. The next one, and if you don't have that much time, you can kind of skip and go to the next one. And I found that to be really helpful. So that's one that I'm using, and actually that's a goal for me too in the next 90 days is to really get that solidly down in Japanese, because there's still some phrases and wording that I'm like, I'm not sure how to say this. So
Is that an app or a book or?
it's an app, or not an app, but it's a PDF that you can have and show.
Can you send it to me or show?
I can send it to you by email.
Do you
And
have-
then
do you have my
just-
email?
No, so I'll have to get it.
And actually, Arthur, you could probably Tomoko could school us all in how to go evangelism tool, right? So.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Actually, can you? It should say in katakana whiteboard maka or something like that.
You ready for mine?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to double check.
Maybe.
What is that one?
Because it's whiteboard.
It's whiteboard.
If it's whiteboard, it's gotta be.
Okay.
Try just right your right corner and
Yeah, well,
just
somebody
test
used
it.
this earlier.
I'm pretty sure that's one
I.
I've. Yeah.
If it's not, there's a way to get it off.
Okay.
Jesus can erase it.
This is
He
the
can
same one we're
erase
talking
sins.
about.
He can erase
Yeah.
Permanent
And then
marker.
in blue.
Kevin.
There's some really good jokes
This one right
happening in
here.
the room.
Like this.
So is there words or just pictures?
This is just pictures, but there's
That's
one
the one
that
you
you can
showed.
have with words so that you learn it, but the pictures help you remember,
Oh, okay.
and it also keeps their attention.
I've been
So
told we
it's
need to Japanify the pictures though, make them more cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had that
I
as
don't know about
feedback
that, though.
from lots of people.
We heard that those are too scary.
Okay, so let's focus a little bit. We've got all these goals. They're great goals. But we gotta focus on why. And there are the two reasons. Jesus is worthy.
Yeah.
And there are 127 million and only less than 2% know Jesus. That's why we're doing this. And so let's keep Christ in front of us. Let's keep the lost and perishing in front of us. Loads of grace. And let's get after it. Okay?
Pray, 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 and train, train, train.
There you go. Yeah. So let's spend a little time in prayer, popcorn prayer. Pray, as the Lord leads you, and then I'll close out. Before we pray, Deb and I and Bud and Denise, this has been a fantastic time.
Good to hear. Praise God.
I was reflecting. I don't know. I keep saying this every training I go to, so I feel like I'm lying. This has been the best training. You know? So they just keep getting better and better and better, and just to watch you all in your faithfulness and your wisdom and your teachability has been incredible. So thanks for letting us hang out with you all this week. It's been amazing.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you very much for coming.
Too easy.
Yeah.